Hey guys! All right, we're going to start class today with another verse. We're going to start with John 14:27. So if you have a Bible, you can look at it and read with me. It says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, do I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." I think that's a great verse for right now. And we're going to quick pray, and then we're going to start class, okay? So, Jesus, thank you so much for allowing us to continue finishing up our school. We only have this week and 1 week left. I pray that everyone is using this time to just be close with their family and spending all that extra time at home with your loved ones, growing closer to both you, Lord, and each other. And I pray that you keep everyone safe and we all have just a joyous time in just worshiping together and loving each other. Amen. Okay, normally we would start with geography, but today we are going to start with history. History. So this week's history says, tell me about the Gulf War.
Tell me about the Gulf War.
In 1990, President George H.W. Bush sent troops to the Persian Gulf to expel Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein from Kuwait during the Gulf War. All right, so now we're going to do I say and then you guys say, okay?
I say and then you say.
Yeah. So I say, tell me about the Gulf War.
Tell me about the Gulf War.
In 1990,
In 1990,
President George H.W. Bush,
President George H.W. Bush.
and we're going to do this. So we're going to put our President George H.W. Bush
President George H.W. Bush
sent troops
sent troops
to the Persian Gulf
to the Persian Gulf
to expel.
to expel.
All right, let's go back and start again. So in 1990,
In 1990,
President George H.W. Bush
President George H.W. Bush
sent troops to
sent troops to
the Persian Gulf
the Persian Gulf
to expel
to expel
Iraqi leader
Iraqi leader
Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein.
So we're making an H for Hussein. Okay? Make an H.
Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein. From Kuwait.
From Kuwait.
So we're making a K.
Okay.
Very good. During the Gulf War.
During the Gulf War.
All right, so let's start over. In 1990,
In 1990,
President George H.W. Bush,
President George H.W. Bush
make sure you have your hand on your chest, sent troops to the Persian Gulf
sent troops to the Persian Gulf
to expel Iraqi leader
to expel Iraqi leader
Saddam Hussein
Saddam Hussein
from Kuwait
from Kuwait
during the Gulf War.
during the Gulf War.
Good job. All right,
And
so now we're going to do that with our music.
Week 23. Tell me about the Gulf War. In 1990, President George H.W. Bush sent troops to the Persian Gulf to expel Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein from Kuwait during the Gulf War.
I messed up. In 1990, President George H.W. Bush sent troops to the Persian Gulf to expel Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein from Kuwait during the Gulf War. In 1990, President George H.W. Bush sent troops to the Persian Gulf to expel Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein from the Kuwait Gulf War. All right. Should we do it one more time? Yeah?
No.
Ah, Claire said yeah.
No.
Last time, okay?
Week 23. Tell me about the Gulf War. In 1990, President George H.W. Bush sent troops to the Persian Gulf to expel Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein from Kuwait during the Gulf War.
All right. You want to do the guitar?
No.
No? 1990, President George H.W. Bush sent troops to the Persian Gulf to expel Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein from Kuwait during the Gulf War. In 1990, President George H.W. Bush sent troops to the Persian Gulf to expel Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein from Kuwait during the Gulf War. Good job. All right, and that's history for the day. Let's mark out history. Done with that one. All right, and next, what are we going to do next? Annie. Science. All right, science. How does heat flow? Heat flows by radiation, conduction, and convection. So I'm going to say it and then you guys say it with me, okay? So I'll say, how does heat flow?
How does heat flow?
Heat flows by,
Heat flows by
we'll go make an R, radiation,
radiation,
make a C, conduction,
conduction,
and convection.
convection.
Yes. All right, one more time. We'll repeat with the hand motions and then we'll do a silly voice, okay? So how does heat flow?
How does heat flow? How does heat flow?
Heat flows by
Heat flows by
radiation,
radiation,
conduction,
conduction,
and convection.
convection.
Very good. All right, silly voice. Since I have my Olaf over here, I think our first silly voice will be Sven. So Sven has a kind of funny voice, right? Doesn't Kristoff make a funny voice for him? So we're going to try and do that. All right, so how does heat flow?
How does heat flow?
Heat flows by
Heat flows by
radiation,
radiation,
conduction,
conduction,
convection.
convection.
Good job. All right, what other Frozen character can we do?
Olaf.
Olaf. I don't know Olaf.
Often.
Samantha said Elsa. So we're going to do Elsa. I think Elsa would sing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so how does heat flow?
How does heat flow?
Heat flows by
Heat flows by
radiation,
radiation,
conduction,
conduction,
convection.
convection.
All right, good job. And that's it for science. All right, next subject. Gabriel, what do you want to do? Math. He said he wants to do math. All right, today for math, we're learning the distributive law. So it says, the distributive law states A times, open parentheses, B plus C, close parentheses, equals A times B plus A times C. So we're going to practice saying that, okay? So I'm going to say it and then you guys say it after me, all right? The distributive law states
The distributive law states
A times,
A times,
you want to make an A times, open parentheses,
open parentheses,
B plus C,
B plus C.
Close parentheses.
Close parentheses.
Equals
Equals
A times B
A times B.
plus
Plus
A times C.
A times C.
Very good. All right, so we're going to try doing that with some exercises this time. Okay? So let's just do punches up in the air this time. Okay? So we're going to say, it's okay. We're going to say the distributive law states.
The distributive law states
A times,
A times
open parentheses,
open parentheses
B plus C,
B plus C.
close parentheses,
Close parentheses
equals
equals
A times B
A times B
plus
plus
A times C.
A times C.
Why don't you stand up with me? Because I bet they're all standing. Yeah. All right. How about this time we'll lift our knees up and tap them like that. Okay? So let's say the distributive law states.
Distributive law states
Say it loud. A times,
A times
open parentheses,
open parentheses
B plus C,
B plus C
close parentheses,
close parentheses
equals
equals
A times B
A times B
plus
plus
A times C.
A times C.
Good job. All right, should we do one more? One more, I think.
How about this? The thing that we did.
Standing on one foot again?
Mhm.
Okay, so we're going to stand on one foot this time.
You did this one.
And then this one. Okay, the distributive law states.
The distributive law states
A times,
A times
open parenthesis,
open parentheses
B plus C,
B plus C
close parenthesis,
close parentheses
equals
equals
A times B, my
A
legs hurt,
times B
plus
plus
A times C.
A times C.
Whew, my leg was burning. We're only going to do one leg because now we're done with math. All right.
Now mark it off.
Oh, you want to mark it off?
There you go.
Good job. All right, Merritt. Merritt, do you want to do English or English?
English.
English. She said English.
English.
English. So today we're learning an adjective. And it's kind of a long one, but I found a really fun song for us to do. So first I'm going to read it to you, and then maybe we'll do the song. So, an adjective modifies a noun or a pronoun by describing, qualifying, or limiting, and answers the questions what kind, how many, which, whose. All right, so let's practice saying that together one time real quick before we do our song.
And
So I'll say it and then you guys say it after me, okay? An adjective
an adjective
modifies a noun or a pronoun
modifies a noun or a pronoun
by
by
describing,
describing,
qualifying,
qualifying,
or limiting,
or limiting,
and answers the questions
and answers the questions
what kind,
what kind,
how many,
how many,
which,
which,
whose.
whose.
Good job. All right. So, my Olaf drawing gives you a hint of what the song's going to sound like. All right, here we go.
Cycle 2,
Stand up.
week
Stand
23,
up.
English grammar, adjectives.
Modify a noun or a pronoun by describing, qualifying, or limiting, and answers the questions what kind, how many, which,
This is an adjective. All right, let's do it one more time.
Cycle 2.
Ready?
23.
It is Elsa. But I couldn't draw Elsa. Adjective, modify a noun or pronoun by describing, qualifying, or limiting, and answers the questions: what kind, how many, which, whose. This is an adjective. All right, good job, guys.
Week 15.
All right, and now we're done with English.
I have it.
Oh, okay, you want to erase? All right, guys, just a little bit left. So, Uriah, what subject do you want to do next?
Force.
He said Latin.
Brown.
Latin.
Blue.
All right, so this week we have first conjugation endings, future perfect tense.
I thought it was
Who remembers what we think of when we hear
drum.
future perfect tense?
In the future, you're shooting your bow with an arrow.
In the future,
Perfect.
in the future, when I'm perfect, I'll hit the bullseye with my arrow. So we're gonna start with arrow. Yes. Arrow, eris, erit, aramis, eritis, errant. So I'll say it, you say it, and then we'll sing it together. Arrow,
Arrow.
eris,
Eris.
erit,
Erit.
aramis,
Aramis.
eritis,
Eritis.
errant.
Errant.
Very good. All right, let's sing it together, okay? So we're doing future, or first conjugation endings, future perfect tense. In the future, when we're perfect, we'll hit the bullseye with our arrow. Arrow, eris, erit, aramis, eritis, errant. First conjugation, future perfect tense.
Ding.
Yes. All right, one more time, okay? Ready? Arrow, eris, erit, aramis, eritis, errant. First conjugation, future perfect tense.
Ding.
All right, good job. And that's Latin. All right. And next, who haven't I called on yet? Sam. Sam, what subject do you want to do? Timeline. We're going totally out of order this time because normally we do timeline last. But Sam wants to do timeline now, so I guess we will. All right, timeline.
Timeline's a lot.
Age of information and globalization. Circa 1970 to the present. Watergate, President Nixon resigns. Fall of communism in Eastern Europe. European Union formed. Apartheid abolished in South Africa. September 11th, 2001. Rising tide of freedom. All right, so this is our last week of our timeline. Because next week we're doing the presidents. So this is the very last week. So let's try and do it really, really well, right? It's our last week. We need to make it a good one. All right, so we're going to do age of information. Can you do that?
Age of information
And globalization.
and globalization.
Circa 1970 to the present.
Circa 1970 to the present.
To the present.
To the present.
Watergate and President Nixon resigns.
Watergate and President
Nixon resigns.
Nixon.
So Watergate and President Nixon resigns.
Watergate, President Nixon resigns.
Okay. Fall of communism in Eastern Europe.
Fall of communism, Eastern Europe.
Yep. Here's my E for Eastern Europe. Fall of communism. Okay, let's start at the beginning. Age of information and globalization. Circa 1970 to the present. Watergate and President Nixon resigns. Fall of communism in Eastern Europe. European Union formed. Right, so we had fall of communism in Eastern Europe, and they fell, and we're going to keep our E's, and European Union formed. Okay. Apartheid abolished in South Africa. So we're going to make an A. Apartheid. Make an A. An A. Apartheid. Abolished in South Africa. September 11th. 2001. Rising tide of freedom. Rising tide of freedom. Very good. I missed one little part that I forgot is in here. In here, it's going to say 2000 AD. Yeah. Okay, so let's walk through it one more time, and then we'll do it with the song, okay? Age of information and globalization. Circa 1970 to the present. Watergate, President Nixon resigns. Fall of communism in Eastern Europe. European Union formed. Apartheid abolished in South Africa. Abolished in South Africa. 2000 AD. 2000 AD. September 11th. 2001. Rising tide of freedom. Rising tide of freedom. And then it'll be the end. It'll say timeline, timeline. All right, so let's listen. Information and globalization. Circa 1970 to the present. Watergate and President Nixon resigns. Fall of communism in Eastern Europe. European Union formed. Apartheid abolished in South Africa. 2000 AD, 2000 AD, September 11th, 2001. Rising tide of freedom, rising tide of freedom. Timeline, timeline, I'm part of my timeline. Timeline, this is my timeline. And that's it, and our timeline is done. We're going to do it one more time, though. That way we really remember it, okay? Will you stand up with me this time if you're not already standing? Okay, here we go. Last time.
Stand up, Riley.
Age
Of information and globalization. Circa 1970 to the present. Watergate, President Nixon resigns. The fall of communism in Eastern Europe. European Union forms. Apartheid abolished in South Africa. 2000 AD, 2000 AD, December 11th, 2001. Rising tide of freedom, rising tide of freedom. Timeline, timeline, I'm part of my timeline. Timeline, this is my timeline. Good job, guys. And that's the last week that we're learning something for our timeline. All right, so last subject of our day, we're going to do geography, the one we normally start with. So geography, and we're doing Central Asia. These ones were really hard to say, so make sure you listen carefully to how to pronounce them. That way when you're saying them, you can get them too, okay? Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan. Okay? So we're going to try. I'm going to say it, and then you guys say it after me, okay? I want you to try really hard to say it nice and loud, okay? Kazakhstan,
Kazakhstan,
Uzbekistan,
Uzbekistan,
Turkmenistan,
Turkmenistan,
Tajikistan,
Tajikistan,
Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan.
All right, good job. All right, so next we're going to look at our maps. And we're in Asia, so we're looking at our whole world map. And we're going to be right here in Central Asia. Okay? Now, what was our first one? Kazakhstan. Can you say that?
Kazakhstan.
Yes. And that one's nice and big. So it's right here, this light pink, and we'll outline it. Kazakhstan. Make sure you say it as you outline it.
Kazakhstan.
Very good.
Can I hold it?
All right, so there's our first one. And our next one was Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan.
So that one is right under Kazakhstan. These are going to be getting little down here. Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan kind of looks like it's pointing at Turkey over here. So maybe that'll be a good way to remember it. And then Tajikistan. Ooh, that one's really little right there. So tiny. And then Kyrgyzstan. Say it. Very good. Now that we've outlined them all on our colored side, we're going to flip over to our black and white map. Oh, there it is. All right. Remember, you can look back if you're having trouble finding them on here. Okay, so let's find Kazakhstan first, because that's our big one. Probably. It's hard to look at on here. I'm gonna open it up. All right, so here it is right here, this nice big one. Kazakhstan. Right there. All right, and next we have Uzbekistan. And that one is right below Kazakhstan. So Uzbekistan. Can you say that?
Uzbekistan.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then Turkmenistan.
Turkmenistan.
Mm-hmm. It's right here. I recognize this sea right here. This is the Caspian Sea, about to eat our Aral Sea, so that's A good way to remember, these are all right next to the Caspian and the Aral Sea. So that was Turkmenistan. And now we're going to do Tajikistan. Tajikistan. And that was our really little one right here. Tajikistan. There it is, right there, really small. And then last one was Kyrgyzstan. And that one's right there. Kyrgyzstan, very good. All right, and that's it for geography today. All right, and we're done with new grammar. So I'll see you guys for science.